you very much. This is Gina Blackman, Chair. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. This is Gina Blackman Taylor, the Chair of the Bond Oversight Committee. Hello, Nikki. Hi, welcome. Chair is my last name. I've changed it now officially so that everyone lets me talk whenever I want. I am now calling this meeting of the Bond Oversight Committee to order on May 19th. It is 11:34 a.m. I will start with roll call. So, as I said, I'm Gina Blackman Taylor, Chair of the department. I am here. Chris G. is here. Present. Okay, we're going to get through this, I swear. Al Lopez here.
Present.
Thank you. Sally Acorn.
Present.
Thank you. Jessica Allen.
Present.
Thank you. David Flatt.
Here.
Thank you. Margarita Gamboa Harris.
Present.
Thank you. James Halsey.
Present.
Thank you. Nikia Jackson Hale.
Present.
Thank you. Walter Jones.
Present.
Thank you. Stephen Silberkraus. Absent. Yvette Williams. Absent. And then Byron Goins. I saw you're down there. You here, Mr. Goins?
Present.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So, yes, we will get to our opening items, 1.01 for the flag salute. Do I have someone that would like to lead that?
Only if you do it with no.
All right, Chris, you got it. Please rise. So we are moving on, thankfully, to 1.02, adoption of the agenda. I would like to make one amendment, and that is to note that Byron Goins' name has, I think that new formatting inadvertently got left off, so I have written him in, but I just want to make that amendment to the agenda. I will also note that for our minutes, we have the March minutes, and we'll get to that when we get to the approval of the minutes. But I also want to note that there's an amendment that adds in the April minutes. So with those two things being said, I will call for a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Thank you, Chris. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Flatt. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Public comment. That's an action item. Okay, hold on. Got to go back. Was there any public comment? Okay, well then we had a motion.
We have Jessica.
Oh, on the agenda?
No.
Okay. If that's for a later thing, then we can bring it up later. This is specifically public comment on this agenda item. Okay, thank you. So now I'd like to move to 2.01, the approval of minutes. We will discuss them. This is the minutes for the April meeting. Note that the minutes for the March meeting were approved at the April meeting. So with these, if you want to take a look at the those minutes, I will give a sec.
Can I ask a question while we're perusing
Sure,
it?
this is the discussion.
If we look at 2.05, 2015 Capital Improvement Program financial status, we had discussed regarding getting some additional information there, but it's not on our current agenda for today. So do we actually have to make it an action item?
So we were informed the last time that if there was general agreement that there was no need to actually make it an action item, so we can rectify that with this one then.
Because it's not on our current one, but will we be getting that information? I guess maybe that's the question that I have. The program summary status report and expenditures and revenues of 2026, February.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion about the minutes? Does anyone need more time?
So our motion would have to be to approve the March 17th minutes.
No, those were already
Okay,
approved.
the
at
April
minutes.
21st only,
So
okay.
our motion, but don't make a motion yet.
No,
We're still in
I won't.
discussion. Does anyone need more time with the April minutes? All right. Is there any public comment on the April minutes? There is none. Thank you so much. Now I will entertain a motion to approve the April minutes.
My motion is to approve April 21, 26 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Nakia. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none. That motion carries. We will move on to whatever piece of paper I'm on to next. Okay, 2.02, we're going to do reports by chair and/or liaison representatives. So Al Lopez for construction, do you have anything you'd like to say today?
Nothing to report today. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. David Flatt for site selection.
No meetings this month, thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. Yvette Williams is absent, and then Chris for design.
Excuse me, community relations. The only report I would be is I went to some of the CCSD facilities meetings, but that's not in an official capacity. It was just as a public member. They were
Yes.
well done. And I thought the organization that ran them did a very nice job.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I actually had a chance to attend some of the one on virtual this morning, so I'm glad to hear that yours was well attended. Do we have any other comments for those? Well, nobody had a report, but anyone have a question for one of those liaison members? All right. Then we will move on to 2.03, report by the trustees liaison. Trustee Stevens let me know that she was going to be out of town and not able to make this meeting today, and did not have anything to report for the trustees at this meeting. So we'll move on to 2.05, 2015 capital improvement program financial status. Rodney.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, whichever you want to consider it. Rodney Fouts for the record. Essentially, I'll try and give a little more history on the bond issuance that we had in our 2026A series when I get to discussion of this item. So we currently have $4.6 billion in resources. In the end of March, we issued $200 million. That bond closed. We received $200 million plus a reoffering premium of $222.4 million. We also did some refunding at the same time. And refunding bonds is where we pay previous bonds down because we want to incur interest and principal savings. We refunded $99 million. We got a premium on that as well of about $13 million. So in essence, by doing that refunding, we saved roughly over $10 million in principal and interest payments for roughly the next 10 years.
Do you want to continue with your presentation first, or, okay?
I'll have a
Chris,
senior
go
moment
ahead.
and forget what I was going to ask you. So when you refund and you have a savings of that 10 million, where does that stay? Does that stay in your bond fund? Does it stay aggregate someplace? Does it get applied somehow?
The savings that we would have obviously would go to any future projects that we incur.
Okay, can you use it for maintenance versus construction?
No, we cannot.
Is that because of the bond rollover language that I wrote in 97?
I would assume so.
Okay. I'm just trying to find other ways where we can find maintenance dollars, and there maybe that's a tweak that's made statutorily for next session, where we could at least say, if you refund, that money can now be allocated for maintenance versus being stuck with just in construction.
And that's something that would have to be addressed, but at the same time, that could also prevent us from doing actual construction projects by now using it on maintenance cost.
True, but that's a policy thing that would have to be discussed at some
Correct.
point. Okay, thank you. Just always looking for where the money might come from.
Thank you, Rodney.
And so when we issued that, again, we got $4.6 billion in resources. We have life-to-date expenditures of $4.2 billion and $268 million that is encumbered. That leaves us with $414 million, $414 billion, $414 million. I'm getting my bends. I'm having one of those days too. $414 million available to us in cash flow. However, if you take that $260 million and encumber it, we're really at $145.7 million. So you can see by doing that issuance, we have turned what I would normally say is that negative balance into a positive balance based upon our encumbered dollars. If anybody's curious what a reoffering premium is, essentially when you do underwriting of selling of bonds, you price that higher at par face value than what you currently have at current maturities or current yields to maturity. Essentially what that is, it's giving a premium to your investors to buy that because it protects them against higher interest rates in the future. So when we issue $200 million and we have reoffering premium, we usually get a premium. That premium in this case was $22 million on top of that $200 million.
And let me clarify, then that premium is also restricted to construction still?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions for Rodney on this? And it's also a good time to remind that we could use a finance liaison for this to continue to connect with Rodney and get into those numbers more deeply. So we are moving on from 2.04. Unfortunately, it looks like your reports were left off of the agenda, Mr. McLaughlin. So are you?
I got nothing to say today.
All right, that's his story, and he's sticking to it. In that case, we will move on to 2.05. This is future agenda items. This is an action item, so one of the things that I would then like to motion is that we receive a school-by-school capital summary report for the June meeting. This is a discussion first, so I will not make a motion, but that is one of the things that I would like to bring up for future agenda items. Do we have other topics that people would like to bring up in this time? Or discuss that?
I just have a question. Could we get a reprint of what we did April 21st with regard to the motion where we rewrote those regulations, just so we can see a final draft with all the language that because we had 4 different motions on that, just to see. That doesn't necessarily have to be an agenda item for next time unless it was inaccurate. Because remember, we were doing for the Board of Trustees, will, may, shall, but if we can get a clean copy to make sure that that was picked up, that would be helpful.
Well, from what I see on this list, we don't have a method for sort of requesting that at the meeting, except to put it on the future agenda
Okay,
item.
then
So
I'll ask that
I
be
think what we can do is a non-action item where it just gets brought in for review. Not review, I'm sorry, just for, maybe for informational purposes, is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever final draft was presented to the Board of School Trustees?
Trustees, yeah.
Great.
And I do have a correction. I just noticed this. My name is terrible, but on the April 21st minutes, we can go back and just correct the spelling of my last name. You have an extra consonant, not a vowel.
I had a question.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
So we had on Walter Jones for the minutes, I think I had a motion to we had asked that you as far as some of the things that's going on at certain schools, certain things that other schools have that schools in our district don't have, we was in between the trustees or the superintendents, and it's not on here. Did I put in for a motion for that, I think?
So, sorry, Mr. Jones, I need more to refresh my memory on that, unless I can find where I may have written something like that down. What exactly were you looking, what did you want to get out of it?
So what the discussion was, it was to ask the area superintendents, and we said,
Oh, I see. We're
I said,
talking
let's bring
about
it to
that
the
particular
trustees. Right,
policy. I
right.
see, I saw it. Yes, now I remember. Because it was specifically to that policy. And it became, because we had already made that I believe that we were just then, that was made in the, that's reflected in the minutes in that it was going to be asked of President Stevens if she would bring that up and keep that in mind. Let me see if that is in. Oh, it's not credited to you. It's credited to Jen Giuliani about trustee Stevens, if it would make sense in section 2 to add the superintendent and trustee when requesting replacement consideration for school campuses. So it is in the agenda. Would you like to change that to your name?
Yeah, you should change it to his.
Okay, all right.
They can get rid of the misspelled word.
So we are currently in an open item. So I'd like to close out this item of future agenda items before we go back and see if we can.
Could we do the following? Complete this with what agenda items, and then I'll make a motion to reconsider the approval of the minutes to make the change.
Yes,
How's
that's what
that?
I mean.
And
I
that'll be
want to,
cleaner for you.
stay in this agenda
Correct.
item for the moment. So, but we are making a note of that so that we can go back. Do I have, I'm sorry. Yes,
So you have
Mr.
school-by-school capital report summary. You
Right, and then
have-
as well as the final draft that was presented of policy 7112. So those are 2 items that I have for future agenda items. Is
And then
there-
where
and-
would we find the discussion or request for schools, a list of the schools over 40 years of age and what's been done or not done to them? Whether it's been modernized, rehab, maintained?
Well, we can put it here since
Okay.
that was, I think, requested but not provided as a part of a report. So 40 years older
Thank you.
report. Okay, so we will, and then since we, let's see, update from, so then the other part, because it had been just on our list, so I just want to then formalize it here so that it doesn't get missed. There was also something that had been floating for a while, the update on trustee priorities when it comes to procurement. And I think we'll just phrase it like that so that we had a vote on it. So here's my question. We had a vote on it, and we have not agendized that yet because there had been some other elements. So what is the best way to kind of keep track of that being an item?
I believe it would be the discretion of the trustees if they want you guys to take that up or not.
All right?
We haven't at this point.
They have not.
They haven't at this point,
directed
so
it
then-
toward us about it.
All right. We will then follow up offline with since Emily's not here, we will make that another thing. So for discussion, any other items for future agenda items? Anybody from online? Do we have any public comment on future agenda items? Okay, thank you, Valerie. So I'd like to take these one by one and make motions for each of them. So I will make a motion that we get a school-by-school comprehensive summary at the next meeting.
Comprehensive capital.
School-by-school, do you need more language than that? Okay, no. We're school-by-school comprehensive summary. I've made that motion. Do I have a second? Oh, great. I'll take Sally. I heard her on my right ear. So Sally Acord for the second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, hearing none. That is that one. And then, Chris, would you like to make the motion for your final draft?
I would make a motion for final draft of 7112 be provided to the committee for information.
Okay, Chris has made a motion.
Second.
Nakia has seconded it. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. And then the final one, Chris, would you like to make that one?
I would make a motion to receive a list of the schools over 40 years old and which ones have had modernization, replacement, maintenance, or whatever, just a report on each of those.
All right, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Can I have some clarity real quick on the 40 years since first established or first constructed, or since the last major renovation?
Since constructed.
So it's
originally.
It's first
Yeah.
construct, okay.
All right, and we have,
And part of that is, just so staff understands, it's in the conversations on facilities that's floating in the community, is to make sure that we can say, hey, this school was, and it triggered this work to be done, instead of people thinking that maybe we ignored some of them, which hopefully we haven't.
Right, but it's also tied to the 7112 language, current language as it is too. So I mean, there's support in both directions.
Yeah, but that's been amended twice now, once
Right.
during Before Lundy by the former financial guy who got terminated, and then after that. So
7112 hasn't been touched since like probably before I was born.
isn't that where the FCI is? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the FCI report.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
So we have a current, just as a reminder, we have a motion, we have a second from, and this is to get a report on schools that are 40 years or older and any modernization comprehensive work that has been done on them. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Okay, so there were 3 items there that we have voted on and approved for future agenda items. That concludes 2.05. I would like to move on to 3.01, public comment period. Do we have any public comment, Valerie? We do not. Okay, we do have one from the dais. Jessica, please.
Okay, so Jessica Allen for the record. I just wanted to talk because my children go to Rowe Elementary School, and I know that they're one of the schools that are marked for future replacement. However, they haven't had air conditioning consistently for the last couple of months. In fact, on field day earlier this month, a teacher had said that her room was over 95 degrees after coming in from field day. This is unacceptable. It's an entire building that's like part of that whole building system that's not having AC. And I know that people are working really hard to attend to those issues and things, but I think it's pretty unacceptable, and I don't know what to do about it, especially being on this committee. Like, you know, I feel compelled to speak up, and I know that there are other schools who have similar issues, but this is the one that I'm aware of, so I apologize for not speaking up for everybody else at this time, but these teachers work really hard. I know Mr. Shaber is an excellent principal, and he's advocating for his staff to have comfortable working conditions and things, but, you know, luckily, we've had some somewhat mild weather this spring, but it's been really hot for a lot of those teachers, and we need to do something. And I don't know what to ask for exactly, but especially this being the last week of school, but if we could just somehow fix those issues immediately. I know Mr. Shaber had said that it was working this morning, but the thing is that when it does work, it stops working after 30 minutes after being fixed. So that's another issue that's really concerning. You know, we have a lot of kids in those I think it's like mostly second grade and maybe even some of the kindergarteners that are in those rooms that aren't getting air conditioned. So I'm not saying that the grade level makes it more valuable or less valuable of a problem, but we really need to do something to make sure that we're not causing our teachers and students to be suffering in these temperatures. I've worked at Western when it was above 95 degrees in my classroom, and that was not comfortable. I can only imagine what it's like for an elementary school teacher who's moving around all day to have to deal with those conditions as well. So please.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. As that is public comment, we are not allowed to respond immediately, but thank you for sharing. Before we move to 4, I just want to make note that we are looking at our 5.01, those information onlys. Those are just the change orders as a reminder of that's what information is at the end of our agendas. They don't become a part of our meeting or what we talk about, but they are an information piece for us. These are change orders that are approved often as a part of the consent agenda for the Board of School Trustees. So with that being said, I would like to move to a commercial at this time for 30 seconds. We'll move to item 4. This is for adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to.
I will take Mr. Halsey's motion. I will take Mr. Giancarlo's second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned at 11:58 a.m. Thank you very much, everybody.